It's me, it's D, it's the storytelling flea. Now, I'm going to explain to you people, you beautiful fans, why I haven't posted videos recently. Now, there is a bloody good reason for this. Firstly, I'm fucking lazy. No, I'm joking. Seriously, I'm joking. I had a run-in with the dentist last week. Well, I say last week. Last week and a little bit more. So a week and a half ago. This outrageous run-in with the dentist. Now, I'm going to tell you from the beginning what happened. Because this is just unfucking real. I wouldn't have... If somebody had told me this story, I wouldn't have believed them. I really wouldn't. Because it's so... just like, holy shit, how has this happened to you? But yeah, this happened. And yeah. So, on the 7th of May, beginning of the month on a Thursday, my filling fell out in not in the back tooth, but the one in front of it. So not the like I haven't got wisdom teeth. I had them all taken out years ago because they gave me all kinds of chronic pain. So yeah, not my back molar, the one in front. And the filling fell out of it. It's a filling I've had in there for years, and it fell out and it fucking sucked. The second cold air went on it, I was like, ah, my brain! It felt like I was having an ice cream headache. So Friday morning, the 8th of May. Rang the dentist. I said, look, my fillings fell out. Can you get me in? I need to get this dentist. I need to get the filling sorted. Please. They said, yep, we can get you in on Tuesday. So I was like, shit. Alright, I'll have to deal with it. So until Tuesday came, I was just distraught with pain. It was sore as shit. Couldn't get anything cold on it, couldn't get anything hot on it. I had to eat on one side of my mouth. Not happy. Excuse me. So the Tuesday came, the 12th of May. I go to the dentist and I say to the dentist lady, look, my filling fell out of my back tooth. It was clear which tooth it was. There was a big friggin' hole in it. It was massive, where the whole thing had fallen. It was like half my tooth had fallen out. So she goes, right, no worries. Lie back in the chair. Bang, sticks a big fucking needle in my head. Not a big fan of that needle. It hurts because it goes right into... It didn't even go into your mouth. It was in sort of like your jawline. And fuck, you feel it in your ear. But anyway, she slams me full of this fucking... knockout shit, anesthetic nonsense, and whips out the drill. So she's drilling away, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this fucking hurts. And then out of nowhere, bang, she hits my nerve in my tooth, and oh shit, I felt that bastard, and it fucking hurt. I was like, oh my god. And she goes, you alright? And I was like, no, you've just hit the nerve. She goes, oh shit, sorry. Like, it's the most normal thing in the world. I was like, dude, you're a dentist. You've just absolutely fucking nailed the nerve in my tooth. As simple, sorry, ain't gonna cut it. Fucking hands and knees. No, seriously, I didn't say hands and knees, although I should have done, bitch. She apologises and she goes, right, we're gonna fill it for you, we're gonna sort it all out for you. It's gonna be brilliant, everything's gonna be fine. Fills the tooth up. I'm like, great. Go off, see my shrink, everything's fine. Later that night, I'm starting like, Jesus, my fucking head's banging. Oh god, the toothache. Good god. Look in the mirror. The tooth with the hole still has a hole in it. The dentist had filled the wrong fucking tooth. She drilled in the back tooth, the very, very back tooth, that was completely fine and dandy. There was nothing wrong with it. It hadn't had anything wrong with it ever. It was fine. And she wrecked this fucking tooth. So I was like, holy shit, oh no, what am I going to do? Now I've got toothache in this back tooth, and I've also got super sensitive, outrageous pain in the tooth in front of it. So I've got a double dose of pain. It was like having the Chuckle Brothers in my head, you know, fucking 2x that pain. So I was like, shit, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? All the while, just pounding headache, pounding toothache, can't get cold, can't get warm, just like, oh, my mouth. So I rang up all of the emergency numbers and was like, dude, I really need to get an emergency dentist. I need this sorting just immediately. Rang 111, which is the English version of like emergency services for not like 999, 911 shit. It's one below that. It's for emergencies that aren't life-threatening. You know, like if somebody runs over somebody, that's 999 or 911. If somebody bangs into your car and it's a tiny scratch and it's like, whatever, that's a 111. You know, it's not life-threatening. So I rang that shit up and I was like, look, I need to get an emergency appointment at a dentist immediately, and they were like, why? So like, why the fucking hell do you think of? Well, I explained the situation. They drilled the shit out of my tooth. I'm in fucking agony. Well, what kind of symptoms have you got? Like, what the fuck? What do you mean, what kind of symptoms have I got? I've got a fucking gaping hole in my peg. My tooth's killing me. And she said, what, have you got a headache? Yes, of course I've got a headache. Oh, have you got swelling? Of course I've got a fucking swelling. I'm rubbing my face. The swelling is there because I'm rubbing my face. Oh, well, that sounds like it could be something more serious. Really? It's fucking toothache. It's clearly toothache. And we went around in this fucking question shenanigan, and they eventually said, nah, there's no emergency dentists in Manchester, sorry. I was like, what? What do you mean, no emergency dentist? Bullshit. I was like, if I bet you any money, if I offered to pay you hundreds and hundreds of pounds, you'd find me a fucking dentist. If I was to go private, you'd find me a fucking dentist. And they didn't like that, so they hung up on me. And then I rang them back and called them names, and they hung up on me again. But the point of the story is I rang them, and I tried to get appointments, and nothing was happening. So yeah, fuck you, 111. So out of luck completely, I went, fuck it, straight into Asda with Tom, local supermarket. Me and Tom bought a bottle of Jack Daniels, and I just swigged the fuck out of it in an attempt to murder the nerve. I was swilling Jack Daniels around in my mouth, and it kind of worked, but after the bottle was gone, I quickly realised I wasn't drunk, so the pain was still there, and I stank of alcohol, which wasn't good. So yeah, all night awake. Couldn't even go on video games or anything because I was in so much pain. I couldn't talk to people because I couldn't open my mouth because of the pain. It was fucking ridiculous. So anyway, Wednesday the 13th comes around. Fucking 8 o'clock in the morning, I am on the phone to the dentist, ringing my dentist saying, fucking, you've wrecked my tooth. Immediately fix this. You know, I need an emergency appointment. I need it fucking right now. And they were like, right, okay, then come in now. Like fucking 8:30, 8:45, something like that. We'll get it fixed for you right now. So I went in, I was like, right, fucking this different woman we've never seen before. Some very strange looking lady with just a weird head. She goes, oh yeah, she's filled the wrong tooth, hasn't she? I was like, well, yeah, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? She goes, yeah, it is actually. Shit, there's nothing I can do because we've only got 10 minutes, but I can fix that one. 2 seconds later, she didn't even need to numb me up. She just went like, plop, 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 peg fixed. She was right, you're good to go. So I was like, alright, sick. What do I do now? I need this one fixing at the back. So she goes, right, I'll give you a big injection that'll numb the pain, so at least you can get some sleep, go home, get some sleep, and you can come back in tomorrow and get that sorted. So I makes the appointment for the next day. She gives me antibiotics, gives me a big injection. I quickly notice this fucking injection has numbed my tongue and nothing else. Just my tongue. My tongue is completely numb, and there is nothing else that is happening, just my tongue. So that night, agony, complete agony, but it got to the point where I was so fucked, I passed out. Thursday comes along, the 14th, and I'm back in the dentist again for the 3rd day in a row. Dentist, I get to see my dentist. I drilled the fucker. I said to her, look, you remember that tooth? Wrong fucking tooth. And she's all, oh shit, I'm sorry. You know, I just wanted to strangle the fucking thing with a fucking wire. But, you know, no harm, no foul. It's only a tooth. It's not like I'm a fucking model or anything like that, you know. Fix it and we're fine. So she goes, right, we're going to take an x-ray of it to make sure everything's good. She takes this x-ray and she goes, look, you can see that the whole tooth is just a fucking filling. So I was like, well, yeah, you did that. And she starts making it out like I've somehow wrecked my tooth. And I was like, that filling, you did. So she's like, yeah, okay. But underneath, there is a big fucking infection. So when she's drilled the fucking peg, she's drilled into an underlying infection in my jaw, which was kind of just living there, you know, happily chilling. Not causing me any trouble because if anybody's ever had an abscess on the tooth, which I'm sure you'll know I've had one previously. I made a video on it when I was bursting the bastard. Not pleasant. you squeeze your teeth together like, and if it hurts when you squeeze your teeth together, there's an underlying problem there. Now, I never had that with this, so I know there was no superior infection under there that was causing me trouble. This must have just been something that was just chilling. So she's hit that when she's hit my fucking nerve. She's gone in and fucking instigated some shit. And then she's sealed it in. So imagine if you've got a pan of boiling water and you've put a lid on it. Bubbling shit and the lid's bubbling and that. And that shit is what happened that night. My God. That Thursday night was the most pain I have ever been in my life. And I've had some shit. I've been in car crashes. I've had fucking operations go wrong on me. I fractured my fucking arm so badly that it just went off on its own doing its own thing. But this shit was so painful. It was unreal. To put it into perspective, I had to keep it cold. Right? The only thing that would stop it from hurting was cold water. Right? So I had to put cold water on it. Now you might be thinking, hey, that's pretty weird. But I don't just mean like put cold water in your mouth and that's the end of that. When that water went warm in my mouth, it started hurting my tooth. So I had to put cold water in, then I had to spit it out, then I had to put more in, then spit it out, then more, spit it out. Every 10 to 15 seconds I had to spit water, spit water. Now at first it was just swig, rinse, swallow. But after 4 hours, my bladder started to explode and I was pissing. But as I was pissing, my tooth hurt. So I was pissing, swigging, spitting. Now imagine that all night. Because there was no sleeping. Excuse me. There was no sleeping. All night, every 10 seconds. Swig water, rinse, spit. I got a bucket out and I started spitting into a bucket. I had 4 bottles of water. Empty bottles that I'd filled with water. And I was rinsing, spit, rinse, spit, rinse. And it was the only thing that could stop the pain. And it was unreal. I just couldn't do anything. I was completely fucked. So I was up all night and I was watching YouTube and I was watching Netflix. And then about 3 AM in the morning, electric decides to fucking explode on the entire street. So I'm sat in the dark in my house. Every 10 seconds, water, rinse, spit. Water, rinse, spit. It was unreal. Proper just soul destroying shit. I have no idea. And that was, we're talking, the pain started at about 4 PM. I was at the dentist at 10 AM the following day. So from 4 PM till 10 AM, that's what? 12, it's about 18 hours of doing that every 10 seconds. And that's how I spent my night and my day. It was unfucking real. But you might be thinking like, holy shit, that's pretty bad. Gets worse. Oh fuck yeah, it gets a lot worse. The 15th, the Friday comes along and I'm in the dentist and I'm like, right, we're ripping this bitch out. Fuck this. I'm not having any more of this bollocks. Get that tooth out. You've wrecked it, get it out. Rip the cunt out. So I goes in, the dentist's like, right, fuck, I'm really sorry, we'll get it out for you. She gives me the whole spiel on, you know, I don't really want to do it, we can kind of try and save it. And I'm like, look, fuck off, rip it out, don't care. Again, not a supermodel, I can live without a tooth. Fucking hell. So she comes along, she smashes this big fucking needle in her. We're talking twice the size of a normal fucking needle. She puts it in my mouth, I can feel it in my eye. And I'm like, oh, fucking hell. But while she's doing it, remember, I'm still rinse, spit, rinse, spit. So every 5 seconds in the dentist, I'm still rinsing and spitting, but not really spitting this time because you can't spit in the dentist. It's kind of frowned upon. So I'm rinsing and swallowing, trying to keep the amount of water really small so I don't explode and piss myself. So I'm like, rinse, swallow, rinse, swallow. Oh God. And while she fucking gets this needle in me, but it's taken her so long to get the needle in and to get the injection in that the pain's kicked in again. So I'm cringing and fucking crying like, ah, God. And it feels like something's trying to inflate inside my jaw, like a bomb or something's going to go off. And I'm like, oh God, this is the most painful thing in the fucking world. She finishes off with the injection. I empty a bottle of cold water in my mouth. I'm just sweating like, oh God, this hurts so bad. her little fucking helper lady or whatever the hell was looking at her going, fucking, you owe this guy some apologies, seriously, Jesus, look what you've done to him. And she goes, right, give me 5 minutes and we'll sort you out. I go downstairs in the waiting room. A fucking hour later, after she's seen 2 other people, she calls me back in and goes, you numb? So I'm like, well, fucking, yeah, I'm numb. The only thing I can feel is where you shove that giant fucking lance of a needle. You know, my whole face is completely numb. I feel fantastic now. I wish I could just go home, but I know the worst is yet to come. And she goes, yeah, because you've been so long, we're just going to top you up. So she smashes another 2 needles into me, front and back of my jawline, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I feel like a pincushion at this point. My jaw's numb, my lips are numb, I feel like I've had some kind of fucking stroke. Everything's numb on the side of my face, and she's like, are you numb enough? And I'm like, really? I can barely speak. Or, to put it, like, in context, I was going, well, I sounded like the Elephant Man. So, this is where it gets bad. She cracks out these fucking big ass silver fuck off B&Q pliers, probably like Home Depot pliers, and she gets on sort of against me, like bracing herself. She's got a fucking right hand in my mouth, so I'm like, she's fish hooking me with this fucking mouth, and she gets these pliers on my back tooth, proper just fucking wrench. She's going like left, she's going fucking right, my whole head's going with her, my neck's hurting because I don't know whether I'm supposed to go against her or go with her. I don't know if I'm supposed to be pulling away and helping or just letting her do what she's doing. So I'm like, shit, what do we do, what do we do, what do we do? And she's fucking and I'm going, oh god, this is the worst thing in the world. And I can hear fucking shitty love songs in the background on the radio. You've got fucking, what's his name, that ginger guy? I can't remember his fucking name, but yeah, he's singing away, doing his fucking thing. And I'm just trying to get to a happy place. Only the happy place was rudely interrupted when the tooth broke, and as she's fucking pulling it, tooth snaps, the pliers come out, hit me in the jaw, my upper jaw, and she just fucking knocks me square in the face with these pliers. So imagine pulling something so hard and then bang! Right in my face. My whole fucking brain shook. Because it wasn't a hand, it was the pliers that hit me in the top of my mouth, in my teeth. So I'm like, oh god. First things first, I was thinking, Christ, she's broke my upper tooth. Oh god. Then I was thinking, I'm going to sue this motherfucker, I'm going to make fucking money, I'm getting paid off this shit. But no, it was okay, the upper teeth, they're fine, nothing wrong. But shit, that hurt so much. I've still got a headache now, and it's been like a week-ish. Actually no, yeah, it's been a bang on a week, yeah, sweet. And I still have this pain in my head from where she's fucking banged me one in the head. So I'm like, Jesus. She goes, you alright? And I'm like, no, you just punched me in the fucking head. She goes, oh yeah, sorry about that. And I'm like, yeah, that seems to be your favourite fucking word, doesn't it? Fucking sorry, bitch. She's like, right, your tooth broke. We're going to have to dig it out. So I'm like, oh, brilliant. That's good. Yeah, thanks. But all the while in saying this shit, she's padding my mouth because obviously I'm pissing blood everywhere. So like, this shit's squirting. I can see it. It's like there, all over my mouth, my face, everything. So she goes in with this like weird looking fucking screwdriver thing, and she's fucking digging the shit out of it. She's got it down. I can feel it at the bottom of my tooth, and it's scratching. It's like, and she's digging and digging and digging, and then I hear it snap, and she pulls it away. Only the top of it doesn't come with the rest of it. The top of it is stuck in my fucking tooth. So she broke this weird screwdriver thing in my tooth. To which I'm like, oh shit. Oh god. When is this gonna end? So yeah, that moved on to her then ripping out that thing. Then, oh yeah, it carries on. This carries on. She whips out the drills. Fucking. And this shit's hitting me in the nerve, but thankfully because of the numbing, I can feel it, but it isn't hurting so much that I'm going, oh god, it's just like, ow, ooh, ow, ow. That's not good. But I'm fine. I'm manned up and good. I'm like, ooh, you fucking bastard. And I still want to punch her in the fucking head, but, you know, what can you do? Anyway, there's something weird about this drill. It doesn't, it's like, it's not doing the usual, like that weird noise. It's kind of just going like, and it doesn't sound like it's going full pelt. And then everything goes off. The lights go off. The fucking drill goes off. And the electric had popped off. So the electric had fucked off halfway through my operation-y drill thing. There was no fucking electric in the building. So I'm like, oh, I'm in. I'm sat here, fucking blood gushing out my head, half a tooth, almost fucking numb to my brain, and the electric's fucked. So yeah, marvellous. Sat there for 10 minutes, the electric comes back on. So she's fucking... That goes on for another half an hour. Half an hour of her trying to dig my tooth out. Until finally, out comes half of the root. Half of it. The root had completely snapped in half. And she's got half of it out. She then reveals... Can't get the other half out. We're just going to leave it there. Really? You're going to leave the other half of a root in my fucking tooth? And she's like, yeah, it's not coming out. We can't get it out. I mean, it's going to be a 1 in a million chance that that's going to cause you problems. 1 in a million that it's going to cause me problems. And that's where I am at the moment. I've got half a fucking tooth. I've got a gaping hole in the back of my mouth, which I can still, you know, I can't eat on it because it just hurts. It's like being pricked with a needle. It fucking hurts like shit. I've only just managed to kind of speak properly again after the whole shenanigans, and it was quite possibly the worst week of my life. It was unreal, absolutely unreal. I wanted to get up and punch her in the mouth and be like, boom, I win, fatality, bitch. But what can you do? I'm like, alright, okay. So now every time I speak, my tongue sort of wanders over and I bite it, and I have no idea why, you know. I've never repeatedly bit my tongue before, but ever since this, the tongue's just like, hey, there's something over there, nom, and it gets bit. And the tongue is a weird thing. I mean, when she was drilling, the tongue was like, ooh, what's that? Like, fuck off, don't go over there, tongue, you mong. Fucking mong tongue. But that was my week. The week of hell. Absolute fucking hell. And yeah, that's why there hasn't been videos, and I am massively sorry, I really am. I've got some lined up. I've got some Battlefield ones that were made, but they've got no fucking audio on them because, well, they just haven't. So I'll throw them on. I've got some new Destiny videos where I opened a ton of fucking blue engrams on the day of the DLC, and then I've got some with the first batch of helmet engrams. I've got some of funny ones that were smashing the shit out of the Prison of Elders and the new Crucible map and all that. So I'll be posting some stuff. I've got a couple of really cool FIFA videos. I actually got luck. Pack luck. First time ever. And I had it twice. Amazing pack luck. And yeah, it's going to come your way. And yeah. So that was my week from hell. Let me know down below if you have had a week as bad as this. Now, don't include anything like, yeah, my mum and my dad and my dog and my brother and my sister died. Because that's too much, right? I mean, something where shenanigans has happened and it's not been your fault. Like, somebody's run over your foot and then you've fallen downstairs and then the dog shit on your head. Something just random like that. If you've had anything like that, let me know in the comments below and we'll all have a good chuckle about it and I'll do a video on it or something and it'll be funny. But thank you for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe and all that nonsense. And yeah, thanks for being fans. Peace.